Unnecessarily so, I think. I fear it may have been my fault. The rumor about you and Colin got out, but you should know it was not intentional. It wasn't. Thank you. I'm meeting a friend.
Bridgerton Season 4 is shaping up to be one of the most exciting chapters yet, not just because we finally get Benedict's long-awaited love story, but also because the season is bringing in a bunch of new faces that could take the drama, romance, and intrigue to a whole new level. Fans have been patiently waiting for Benedict to get his turn in the spotlight, and now it's officially happening. The season will focus on his romance with Sophie Beck, a storyline that's been teased and anticipated for years. The series is already in production, with a release most likely set for 2026. And if you think this season will just be another love story, think again. The introduction of fresh characters, along with a brand new villain, means the drama could be even sharper and more satisfying than ever before. Sophie's world is about to open up to viewers, and it comes with Rosamund Lee, Posey Lee, and Lady Araminta Gunn, names that might not mean much yet but are bound to be crucial in shaping the tone of the season. And let's not forget the recent addition of Mrs. Crabtree, who will play a key role in Sophie and Benedict's budding romance. This influx of characters gives the show a chance to explore fresh storylines, deepen the social web of the Bridgerton world, and introduce conflicts that feel grounded yet gripping. It also gives the writers more room to weave in tension that keeps us glued to the screen, especially since Season 4's villain is already looking like a big improvement over last season's. Season 3's villain situation left a lot of fans feeling a little underwhelmed. The show tried to position Cressida Cowper as its main antagonist, much like in the Romancing Mr. Bridgerton book, but it seemed unsure whether it really wanted us to root against her. In the books, Cressida is all about self-interest. She pretends to be Lady Whistledown to gain attention and money, even going as far as blackmailing Penelope once she finds out the truth. She's cruel and unapologetic, making it easy for readers to dislike her. But on screen, Season 3 added layers that complicated this image. We saw a young woman pushed into husband hunting by her controlling parents, especially a father who threatened to marry her off to an elderly friend if she didn't find a match. This desperation led her to claim the Whistledown identity, making her actions seem more like survival than scheming. Because of this, Cressida became harder to pin down. Was she a cold-hearted social climber or just a victim of her circumstances? The show seemed caught in the middle, softening her enough to elicit sympathy while still trying to present her as a villain. The result was a storyline that didn't fully satisfy either way. But with Lady Araminta Gunn stepping into the villain role for Season 4, there's a good chance the writers can avoid this problem entirely. Araminta is Sophie Beck's stepmother, and if you know the source material, you already know she's as villainous as they come. In An Offer from a Gentleman, Sophie's backstory is a blend of hardship and resilience. Her father only claimed her as his ward because she was illegitimate, and from the start, Araminta resented her. When Sophie's father died, Araminta's cruelty escalated. She essentially enslaved Sophie, forcing her into servitude and treating her with open contempt. Even though much of that abuse happens before the events of the main story, Araminta's shadow looms large because she's still a danger. In fact, when Sophie ends up working as a lady's maid in Violet Bridgerton's home, Araminta lives right next door. The proximity adds instant tension because if Araminta recognizes her, Sophie's carefully built new life could unravel in an instant. In the book, Araminta does eventually discover Sophie, and it's as messy as you'd expect. She's fueled by revenge over Sophie's disobedience, particularly her daring to attend a masquerade ball without permission and the fact that Sophie escaped her control. There's nothing redeemable about her behavior, and that's exactly why she has the potential to be such a great villain for television. Unlike Cressida's half-sympathetic portrayal, Araminta's actions are so extreme that the audience can feel comfortable rooting against her from start to finish. Katie Lung, who plays Araminta, has hinted that the show might give her an even more fleshed-out backstory than the book provides. But even with extra details, her role as the antagonist should remain clear. This is someone whose cruelty isn't born out of social pressure or misunderstanding. It's deliberate, calculated, and personal. Because of this, Bridgerton Season 4 has the chance to deliver the kind of unambiguous villain storyline that Season 3 couldn't quite nail. It's the perfect setup for high-stakes drama that not only fuels Sophie and Benedict's romance, but also strengthens the emotional payoff when they overcome these challenges. And while we're talking about the future, Netflix has already made it clear that Bridgerton's success isn't slowing down anytime soon. Seasons 5 and 6 are already confirmed, which is huge news for fans because it means the Bridgerton family will continue to be at the heart of the Tons gossip for years to come. That also means there's room for even more characters and fresh conflicts, something the show does best. Just think about how every season so far has introduced someone new who shakes up the social dynamic. The same thing is bound to happen after Benedict's story, especially since the remaining siblings, Eloise, Francesca, Hyacinth, and Gregory, all still have love stories waiting to be told. If the show follows the general order of Julia Quinn's novels, Eloise and Francesca should be next in line. Both have grown up before our eyes, transforming from curious teenagers into young women navigating the pressures of Regency-era society. Season 3 left both of them in Scotland, which feels like the perfect stage setting for their eventual love stories. Eloise's journey, told in To Sir Philip with Love, could be particularly interesting on screen because it involves her search for companionship after the events of Colin and Penelope's romance. But given how much the show likes to shuffle the order of the books, Francesca could take the lead in Season 5. Francesca's arc is already primed for development thanks to her marriage to John in Season 3 and the introduction of Michaela Sterling, a gender-swap twist on the book character Michael. In the novels, Francesca faces heartbreak when John dies, eventually finding love with Michael. By introducing Michaela early, the show is signaling that Francesca's love story might take a different and potentially more compelling path. And because Bridgerton isn't afraid to make changes when it suits the narrative, remember how Colin and Penelope's season came before Benedict's in the show? It's entirely possible Francesca's season could come before Eloise's, especially since her setup is already in motion. That flexibility is part of what makes Bridgerton so much fun to watch. It keeps book readers guessing while giving newcomers a steady stream of surprises. Season 4's mix of romance, fresh characters, and a clear-cut villain is exactly the kind of formula that can keep the show's momentum going. The addition of Araminta Gunn not only gives us someone to truly root against, but it also strengthens Sophie and Benedict's love story because the obstacles they face will feel urgent and real. So while 2026 might feel far away, the anticipation is worth it. Bridgerton has shown time and again that it can reinvent itself each season, introducing characters who stick in our minds long after the credits roll. With Benedict stepping into the spotlight, Sophie bringing her own rich backstory, and Araminta promising to be a villain worth hating, Season 4 could be one of the most engaging yet. And with Seasons 5 and 6 already guaranteed, the world of Bridgerton is only getting bigger, giving plenty of room for new romances, unexpected alliances, and, of course, a whole bunch of fresh drama. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay in the loop. And if you want, you can share your thoughts about this video in the comments section.